Hey planner friends, it's Nia. Welcome to A Life with Nia. Today we are doing a Q1, quarter one, 2022 budget update. It's just really interesting. It's not all bad, but some things are not great. But we'll get into all of that. So I'm going to go through goals, income, expenses, debt, savings, sinking funds, and the plan for Q2. Even though we are finishing up the first month of Q2, there is still time to adjust and make concessions. So that is what we're going to do. I'm a little bit hoarse. My allergies are absolutely out of control. So I got a nice little candle here for relaxation, and I made myself a medicine ball. So I may partake in that a little bit just to get through this video because it is long overdue. Some of the things I also have here are the budget by paycheck workbooks for the first quarter, just in case I have to reflect on any of those for information. And I will also be using primarily my big budget book. So let's start with goals. So in 2022, we set up some goals at the beginning of the year. And the first one was like a savings goal. So I had a goal to save $12,000. I initially started with 15. I adjusted it down to 12 because it was just like not going to be possible. I'm all for stretch goals, but it was not going to be possible to save and pay down the amount of debt that I wanted to pay down and save the dollar amount that I wanted to pay down. So I want to save $5,000 to my emergency fund, $7,000 to my house fund. When we started the year, I had approximately $1,000 in the emergency fund, and now I have approximately $2,500, which is awesome. Now at the end of the year, if I save $5,000, I should have about $6,000, taking into account that $1,000 that I started with. So we are, not quite halfway, but getting pretty close to halfway with 8 months to go. So I'm feeling good about that one. The home fund, I don't feel bad about it, but it's definitely not where I want to be. We started the year on that one with about $1,200, and it was depleted to zero. And that was primarily because I spent well over $1,000 to take care of PD. So I have no regrets on that. It's just that's what it is as far as the fund is. It went down to zero because of that in January. So right now we have gotten it back up to about $850, but truly far behind where I anticipated being. But again, I'm okay with it because of the reason for it. So that is just what it is. We're working through our savings challenges. We do weekly savings challenge videos, so you can always catch those if you want to see what I am saving each week. Some of the savings challenges, now when I put these down, it was before I changed it to saving in 12 ways. So some of them are the $5 challenge, the 52-week challenge, the Budget Mom Savings Challenge, the 100 envelope challenge, which is 5,000, Saveopoly, and 22 in 2022. I also have a rainy day fund and a penny savings challenge, and a few other things. So, okay, so paying off debt, I had like 3 things that I was really focused on. So that was the computer, the PayPal, and Kohl's, and we're still working on those. I'm going to talk about that more in when I get to the debt section and tell you what the more specific plan is. I did increase the retirement contribution, so that is $100 before tax, $50 after tax. But that is not all that is I contribute to taxes, or not to taxes, to retirement. The way I work for the government, so they take out an exorbitant amount of money. I don't even know what the dollar amount is. It's probably like over $500. I don't have any choice. I have to participate. So this is separate and aside from that. That money that they mandatorily pull out goes towards a pension. This is in a 457 in a Roth. So I just wanted to increase my contributions. And this looks wrong to me. I think, let me just look at my tracker real quick. I think I increased it to 150 and 50. Now I'm sidetracked. I'm probably not going to be able to find it because I sectioned things off so that I could find them easier, and that wasn't one that I was going to had any plans to talk about. I increased it to, it was, I don't know why I have 100 down. So I'm looking at this. I increased it to 175. The 50 to the Roth is new. I didn't have anything going to the Roth. So I increased it to, it was 125 and I increased it to 175. I don't know where I got 100 from. So yeah, that's why it looks wrong, because it is wrong. But anyway, so I'm just gonna make a little note. So we're at 175. Anyway, and then 7. I want the Studio Bliss Co revenue for the year to be $50,000. So revenue is before taxes and all the good stuff. Studio Bliss Co. So for January through March, revenue was $7,576. Okay, so revenue is before any taxes come out. Revenue is before I pay shipping. Revenue is before any fees, because Etsy takes like a third in fees. And they just raise fees, so that'll be real interesting when I look at Q2. So, my goal being 50K, that would be $12,500 for the first 3 months. So I was a little disappointed when I saw that it was only $7,576, but January was really, really slow. But then I looked at 2021 Q1, and it was $3,939. So 7,576. 3,939. So this is 2022, 2021, Q1. That is almost double. That is a $3,600 difference. So I'm not mad at that 7,576. Is it 12.5? No. But it's double what I did last year, so I'll take it. So that is where we're at on goals. I'll go through my little list of 22 things this year that I'm working on. So create and stick to a budget. I gave it a check mark for creating, but not so much for sticking to it. Journal daily, make bed daily. Yes, yes. Skincare at night, particularly, no. Hair routine, yes. I'm actually sitting here right now with deep conditioner in my hair. Complete 5-year plan. I gave it both a check and a minus because for the most part it's complete. I just need to print out some pictures and things and we'll be done. End of life plan, same thing. I've started it. It's not done. Use IG more effectively. I gave it a kind of yes, kind of no. I've been using Reels a lot more, but I have so much to learn about IG. I'm an IG rookie for real. And if you don't know, IG Instagram. Practice my lettering weekly? No. Maybe monthly I'm doing, but not weekly. Masterclass, not working on that either. Photo class, my goal is July to finish it, and I have not worked on it at all, so I gave it a dash. Declutter. I gave that a check and a dash because I have tried to declutter and purge and give and sell on some planner items and some clothing and some 31 things. I had like overflow bags. So, but it's definitely not the progress that I was hoping to make. I have a ways to go on that. Student loans, PSLF tracker. I've not done that. I need to work on that because I actually have customers asking for it, like a sticker. But the whole pause on student loans makes me unmotivated to work on it. Trip for vacation. It's probably not going to happen just because I don't want to leave my dog. Read 12 books. So I've read one book and I have two that I'm in the middle of. I used to love to read. I just have no desire to read lately. So we're going to see if we can get caught back up on that. Shopify website. So I got the waiting list done in January. Shopify is, I would say, 3/4 of the way done. If I've said a different number recently, it's around there. Somewhere between 70 and 80%. It's around there. We're still working on it, but we make progress. And right now the current hiccup is the taxes. So Etsy pulls the taxes out and pays them to your state for you. Shopify does not. So I need to figure out how to do that on this end, which directly impacts the Sticker of the Month Club. So we are not there yet. Set up front and back office. I initially put a question mark here because I was like, what does that mean? So I have an office that I have a bedroom in. That's where I'm filming right now. I have an office in my front room. And so I did put the desk together and started to put some stuff together, but it's not set up the way that I want it. Organize supplies, that's done. And then I had like some bonus things to do. I wanted to go to Iceland, but again, I don't foresee myself going anywhere just because I don't want to leave PD. So that is that. Let's talk about income real quick before we get into the budget. So for 2022, I expected income. And here comes y'all's little fur nephew. He says hi. Where is my income? Here we go. So I expected income to be $82,575. That included my primary source of income, a health stipend, Etsy after all of the taxes and fees, YouTube, and 31. My YouTube is so ridiculously high. That $2,400 does not seem like that much, but it's high because I'm not getting a tenth of that right now. I did not consider, because I did not realize that I would be maxed out on my salary, so it included a raise that I did not get. I got part of it. Instead of getting 5%, I think I got like 2%. But it also had me stopping the health stipend in June, and it actually will continue until June of 2023. Also not included here is now I'm getting a telework stipend. It's only like, after they tax it, like maybe 25 or I don't know. I haven't gotten it yet. I got it for 5 months, and so I don't know what the number is for 1 month until the April paycheck. But it's probably going to be about $25, $30 after taxes. It's $50 a month. So none of that was factored in because those were unknowns at the beginning of the year. But I'm still using this number, $82,575. For the quarter, that would be $20,643. So this is the income that we expected, and the actual income for January, February, and March was $18,897.05. So that is the number that we are working with for the expenses that we're going to talk about next. So I said 18,897. I'm going to write that up here. Oops. Okay, so for home, this is rent, This came in exactly where I expected it to, which is $54.75. And I will say, if you take $54.75 divided by 18,897, that is about 28% of my income. So I'm pretty happy with that. Even though every time they raise my rent, I get irritated. Utilities, water, sewer, and trash. And I'm going to do, if we're over budget, I'm going to do red. If we're under, I'm going to do green. So utilities, I anticipated $525. It is $483. Gas and electric, I expected $300. It was $265. Phone, expected $375. It was $185. Cable, $300 is what I expected. It was $276. Internet, I expected it to be $195. It's $161. Car, this is spot on because I'm just paying the minimum. So $1,596.63. Car insurance and home insurance, combined together $475 is what is expected. This is $504.23. And my policy renews in February, so February is the first month that I pay the new, and it actually increased, which is, I keep saying I'm going to go somewhere else and cancel with them, because it makes no sense to me how I could drive less than 5,000 miles last year and you increase my insurance. Like, why? Why? Anyway, it went up. Gas went down. I was like, you can increase my insurance, but I'm not going anywhere. So for gas in the car, the total was $180. So I had anticipated $375, and I just decided to park it. Groceries. This we are over. $625. I expected $600. Eating out, $240 is what I expected. $197 is what it is. Household is probably, this number I should probably change. The $60 is based on my $20 a month that I put in my cash envelope. But I spend more than that on household related things. And so it's really not an accurate reflection of my household budget. So it was $380 for the quarter. And I probably will make an adjustment to that so that it's more reflective of what's actually going on. I don't know why I have $375 down for Amazon Prime, because if Amazon Prime was that expensive, I would not be participating. So the number should actually be, I think I was paying $14 a month because I was on the monthly plan, so it was like $12.99 plus tax. So it should have been $42. Now, Amazon Prime I'm over because I, in February, paid for the whole year because they were raising their fee. So $128.22. That included January, February, and taxes. So I think it was $119, but it includes all of that. Sub boxes, I don't have this number offhand, but I want to say cloth and paper for 3 months was $144, and the lettering box was like $42, so it should be like $186. I skipped sinking funds because we're going to talk about them separately. Savings, we're also going to talk about separately, but I'm going to put it in green, even though that means we're under. That's not a good thing with savings. So 27, 26, I think it's 73, not 23, but that's fine. Debt, I have here 1713, and it was 1763, and so this is like a good thing to be over, but even being over, like, the dollar amount is not great, just because I should be putting more towards debt. Also, this does not include things like Afterpay and that type of stuff. It's just that focused debt. Tax debt, I only paid $375, I believe, and that's that'll go up drastically in the second quarter. Actually, I paid more than that, but I'm going to put it all towards the second quarter because it's like right at the end of March, beginning of April, so I'm not sure. Student loans is a 0. And unbudgeted, I don't know what the number is, but I can tell you it's more than 150. So that is like our budget expenses and our check-in. So not horrible. A lot of things I was under on, which is a good thing. So I'm okay on the budget. Let's talk about the debt. So for the beginning of the year, we started with what I'm calling focus debt right here. $33,989, basically $34,000 that I wanted to focus on. And this is like what we have paid off. So we started with $33,989. At the end of March, we were at $32,753. So $33,989 minus $32,753 is $12,036 that has been paid off, and that is in large part to adding more stuff onto it. At the beginning of the year, Discover and Quicksilver were paid off. Capital One was paid off. Now they're not. And I'm in a love-hate relationship with Afterpay. So, here we are. And to some degree, I kind of cash flow that stuff a little bit, the Afterpay and Klarna each month, because I usually pay it off within the same month. But it reduces the amount that I can put towards debt. The other thing that reduces the amount that I can put towards debt is the savings, which I'm not willing to stop doing. So that's where we're at on the debt payoff right now. My goal for Q2 is to be a little bit more aggressive about this. I've got like this debt payment plan I'm working on, and it I think is going to make me force me to stop buying stuff. I don't know. We'll see. We're going to see how it all works out. And I'm going to put a little less towards savings, so I have a little bit more to put towards the debt payoff. And I want to see if I can get that number down to, well, we'll talk about that in the Q2 plan. So that's debt. Sinking funds. My sinking funds are, well, before I talk about sinking funds, let's talk about savings. So savings, January, we saved $10.50 and 72 cents. Like, we came out January just like out the gate aggressive. February down to $765.49. March up to $910.52. I think April will be right around $750. So it's been, pretty good, pretty steady. The savings challenges definitely help and keep me motivated. So total for Q1 is $2,726 that we have saved. And just gonna write that on here because I'm gonna add these to my book. So I'm good with the savings now. That does include some sinking funds, which are sort of, for me, some of them, not all of them, are kind of revolving. So got that term revolving from the Budget Mom, and I really like that because I include in some of my sinking funds are cash envelopes that I'm saving for something that I'll have to pay for that's a larger purchase. So they're revolving in the sense that money comes in, money goes out. So P.O. Box, Sam's Club, I guess really all of them, you could technically think of them as revolving. Some are more long-term. I probably would have did better putting an asterisk next to what's long-term. But anyway, so sinking funds at the beginning of the year, we were at, and I did a sinking funds update video mid-March. I'm probably going to do one at the beginning of May. But for our sinking funds, we were at, on January 1st, we were at 74,1365, which